Hi Angelo, I'm James Thornton. I'm lucky enough to be the Chief Executive of Intrepid Travel.
So welcome back to Breaking Travel News, and once again we're excited to see you. The last time was in Rwanda last year, and here we are in Western Australia. Tell me, how important is this event for your company?
Yeah, it's incredibly important for Intrepid to put travel on the world stage, to address some of the biggest and most topical issues and timely issues for our business, particularly around sustainability and also the growth of the experiences-led market that we're continuing to see travel become consumed with and engaged with and excited by.
Fantastic. So what are the latest developments or perhaps initiatives that your company particularly doing in the adventure tourism space?
Yeah, so the adventure tourism space continues to grow disproportionately. In fact, it must be one of the hottest spaces in travel right now. It seems that everyone wants experiences and everyone wants them delivered sustainably. So for a company like Intrepid that has been operating for more than 35 years ago, we're still growing at a compound average growth rate of more than 20%. And so we're seeing more and more demand from customers, from agent partners and the wider industry to work in what we call sustainable experience-rich travel. In terms of trends itself, we're seeing a high desire from customers to want to book with companies that have true sustainability credentials. And so Intrepid being a B Corp, for example, is a key distinguishing factor. We've been a B Corp now for over 7 years and currently going through a period of recertification. We're also seeing a desire from customers to want to stay a little bit longer in destination, to be a bit more immersive, to meet the local people, to try the local food, to ensure that more of their money stays in destinations. So we're seeing more of a desire for experiential travel, and we're increasingly seeing a desire for people when they are traveling in destination to potentially travel using rail over air. So again, that more immersive style of travel that our customers and indeed more customers seem to be enjoying by really immersing themselves into rail itineraries.
Experiential and adventure travels has become a major trend these days. And how does your company define experiential travel for your guests? And what are those unique ways that you bring this to life through your different things that you do?
Yeah, look, experiential travel I think is all about meeting the local people. It's about trying the local food. It's about staying in different types of local accommodation and really getting under the skin of a destination and recognizing that while people might be different by race or religion or ethnicity, that actually we have far more similarities than we do differences, and that while we might live in a lonely or geopolitically divided world, actually when you get out and you travel and you have great experiences together and learn from each other and try different types of food, you recognize that we have more similarities and that hopefully the world can be a better place if we get out and have these wonderful immersive experiences, but critically making sure we do it in a low impact way that has less of an impact upon the environment but a positive impact upon local communities as much as we possibly can. Hence that local focus that we must all have with our travel experiences.
Great. And how do you maintain your unique brand identity, continuing innovating in such a very crowded space?
Yeah, it is a crowded space, and I guess that's a good thing because more and more people have that desire to travel using immersive, sustainable, experience-rich travel. Look at Intrepid, we are spending an enormous amount of money on our brand advertising. In fact, 1 in every $2 that we spend globally on marketing is on brand advertising. We've just gone live with our Only Intrepid campaign, which follows our Travels Back for Good last year, which was incredibly successful. So you will see Intrepid up in out-of-home displays all over the world in some of the most major cities. We're currently advertising on the side of Madison Square Garden and in Penn Station in New York City, across the entire transport network in London, and down here in Australia in some of the iconic cities like Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane. And we're doing that to highlight the style of travel, of sustainable experience-rich travel, and also the unique immersive experiences that you can only get on Intrepid trips that are operated by local leaders in small groups with an average group size of 10 people. So experiences like experiencing underground music in Marrakesh or doing a local sushi making class in Tokyo. Those really immersive things that are hard to go and find by yourself and you can only do with the direction of a great local leader that we have at Intrepid on our more than 1,000 trips around the world.
And it's with your expertise that gives them these things that they needed for their jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, the distinctive point with Intrepid is that we have 31 of our offices around the world. It's all local people, operating these immersive itineraries that our customers, more than 400,000 of them in 2024, will get to experience. But the critical element is that delivery by the local person in local destination in that small immersive group environment.
How's your footprint here in Australia?
Yeah, well, Australia is one of our most popular destinations. In fact, it's gone from pre-pandemic in 2019, 26th in the world in terms of volume of passengers to a destination. It's now in our top 10 destinations globally, Australia. And I think that's a reflection both of Australians travelling domestically, but also the rebound of inbound tourism back into Australia after the pandemic. People are making those longer journeys, and when they get here, wanting to have great immersive experiences, be it here in WA, up in perhaps the Kimberley region, or over on the East Coast. You know, our most popular itinerary in Australia will be our Tasmanian walking program. So again, that ability to try the food, experience some local culture, and also really have some good active experiences at the same time.
Fantastic. I believe this will be your second year as an executive committee member of the WTTC. What role do you think does WTTC play in shaping the future of sustainable tourism?
Yeah, look, it's a real big honour for Intrepid to be a member of WTTC's executive committee. It's a role that we take very seriously, and we really do that to highlight the importance of sustainable travel. You know, we recognise that in the past, sustainable travel has been a nice to do. If anything, today it's still a bit of a niche. About a third of companies are really embracing it. A third of companies want to do it but aren't quite sure how to do it. And a third of companies haven't gone on the journey yet. And the critical role that WTTC plays is the advocacy, but also the sharing of information. And a company like Intrepid, with its advancement being a certified B Corp, being a carbon neutral company since 2010, having signed up to science-based carbon reduction targets since 2020, we have a really long history and a long set of experiences that we can share with the wider industry. And so going onto the Intrepid website and downloading our 10 steps to decarbonising the travel industry, or our open source toolkit for animal welfare guidelines, there's some of the roles that Intrepid can play as an executive committee member with WTTC to share the information and learnings and experiences we have, so that we can take those 2/3 of businesses who aren't yet on the sustainability journey and really start to help educate and inform and share the information so that they can also come on that journey with us together.
Wow. So you will be part of the panel discussion on redefining tourism competitiveness. As it becomes increasingly critical and having the projection of 16 trillion USD by 2034, what do you think are the specific investments that you believe destinations should focus on to remain competitive in both mature and emerging markets?
Yeah, look, I think the most important thing about the investments companies want to make is all destinations want to continue to grow, but they need to make sure that they're growing sustainably and in harmony with benefiting local communities. We have to remember that great travel experiences are not just at the benefit of the customer, or not just at the benefit of individual companies themselves. And so we have to make sure that travel is benefiting local communities, and it's also having a lighter impact upon the environment. So it's really important that we get dispersal of travellers into destination. Right now, unfortunately, about 90% of travellers tend to be going to about 10% of the world's places. And so it's vitally important that we're opening up other destinations and travel experiences and opportunities, so we can get dispersion of income and dispersal of benefit into other communities so that they too can benefit from travel. So that's the critical dilemma, making sure that we can get income and kind of growth coming through, but making sure that it's done in a sustainable way that can benefit local communities.
And in connection with that, travel industry is evolving rapidly. How does Intrepid Travel plan to leverage its projections and trends to ensure the long-term sustainability and innovation of the adventure tourism sector?
Yeah, look, I think the biggest role Intrepid can play is that we're on a mission to create positive change through the joy of travel. And so it's critically important to us that we can show a business model where we are commercially successful. And remember, Intrepid is still a for-profit business, but we're also the largest certified B Corp from a customer number perspective in the travel industry. So we are on a mission to prove a business model where you can be commercially successful and you can grow and you can deliver strong shareholder returns, but at the same point, you can do incredibly strong things in the purpose space. And actually, one doesn't come at the expense of the other. And if it's done really well, Purpose can actually drive better people engagement within your organisation. More engaged people can drive more engaged customers. The more engaged customers you have, typically the higher your revenue numbers become. And if you've got a strong commercial model like Intrepid does, that generates strong returns. And those strong returns are then reinvested into purpose modelling. So at Intrepid, we see a real responsibility of trying to show and share experiences about how we continue to grow and how we continue to evolve, but also do incredible things in the purpose space and prove that one shouldn't come at the expense of the other. And when done really well, one actually drives the other and they work in nice combination together.
James, thank you very much.
Thank you.